Picture this scenario. You're playing horror games with your friends in 2022. As you play and scroll for more horror games, you come across a horror game named Identity Fraud. When you spawn into the game, you hear this music. Suddenly, as you're walking around, you see yourself with this music starting to play. You all get scared but keep playing, and a couple months after you played the game, you wondered to yourself, what was the original songs in the game called, and were they made by the developer of Identity Fraud? Well, today in this video, we're going to be looking at the origin of these songs and where they come from, and looking into the history of Identity Fraud's soundtrack, but of course, we have to go from the start. On the 14th of May 2008, a game named Off was released. This is what the game was about. Off is about a humanoid entity known as the Batter, who is described as being on a sacred mission to purify the world of Off. But the game had OST along with it, which was composed and produced by alias Conrad Coldwood. I probably butchered that name. But anyways, these are some of the songs in the game. Yeah, some of the song titles are pretty strange and cryptic. The game has 3 versions of a song called Burned Bodies, with the first one sounding like this. The song sounds very ominous and like something bad's gonna happen. The third version of Burned Bodies had an extended version with the title Burned Bodies (Sweet). The YouTube video, the extended version, was released on the 11th of December 2013. But anyways, just 3 years later after Off was released, a horror game named Amnesia Justine was released by Frictional Games on the 12th of April 2011. The game was also an expansion for Amnesia Dark Descent. But anyways, this was the description for the game. The main enemies encountered in the game are called Suitors. They were former lovers of Justine Floorbell, which I'm guessing is a character in the game. They are transformed by torture experimentation into insane, disfigured and violent monsters. The Suitors had an attack theme in the game which sounded like this. To be honest, it sounds pretty disturbing. And nothing really interesting happened with the songs for 5 years until on the 1st of January 2016, a Roblox user named 32BitPC published a game named Identity Fraud under the group Team Motherboard. This was the concept of the game. Your character wakes up to find themselves in a maze. You have to try and find an exit to the first maze in order to escape and then complete the second part of the game. But there's a catch. You have to try and avoid entities and fake versions of your character to try and escape. The music for the game sounded like this. And the chase music in Identity Fraud sounded like this. Both of the songs fit the game perfectly, but as it obviously turns out, the developer of Identity Fraud didn't make these songs. It actually turns out the main music in Identity Fraud was taken from one of Off's songs, Burned Bodies 3, but the chase music was original, right? The song originates from Amnesia Suitor Attack, which is the game we talked about earlier in this video. But anyways, people who found the original Off song were commenting on the extended version of Broken Bones 3 with comments like, "Thanks to Identity Fraud, I now know of Off. Identity Fraud. I come from Identity Fraud." Also, the song that plays when you get chased by a clone had comments about Identity Fraud 2. Nothing really happened with the songs for a couple years until on the 22nd of March 2022 when Roblox wiped out audio. The main Identity Fraud music from Off disappeared, along with the chase music disappearing as well. It left the game to be a bit bland without any music, but luckily the developer got the main theme back. But But Roblox were not liking copyrighted music on their website, so then the developer of Identity Fraud said that they were going to revamp the game. And then on the 16th of September 2023, Identity Fraud got a massive update. But another thing that the developer did do to the game is that they made their own OST for Identity Fraud. But anyways, the off song was replaced by a song called 30 Minutes and Beyond. By the way, those two songs were made by a music creator named James, who did the new soundtrack for Identity Fraud. Also, the chase music was replaced by this song. A couple people were upset with the new music for Maze 1 with comments like, Identity Fraud will never feel the same without this soundtrack, RIP this song. Well guys, it may not be in the game anymore, but at least you can still listen to it on YouTube. Comments were also the same for the new chase music. Suitor theme has more suspense, not gonna lie. To be honest, old one better. I don't really like it. It feels calm and action based rather than thrilling and suspense based. And it's just pretty bad. And that takes us to the present times of this game. The game now has its own OST and still doing really well. But unfortunately, it's very unlikely that the old songs will be added to the game, since Roblox removed them. But yeah, that's basically the history of that game. I'm not sure if this video is actually really that long, and yeah, make sure to check out the merch in the description below. But anyways guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you in another video.